Dit is research. Dit is research. Geavanceerde audio-instellingen. Ja. Kan ik... In mijn preference staat als het goed is... VB-kabel? Nee. Blackhole 2 channel. Blackhole 2 channel. Audioapparaat 1. Even kijken. Is er een reden dat ik gewoon helemaal geen audio binnenkrijg? En als ik nu zeg... Nee. Jij bent gewoon een GoPro-microfoon. Right. Hallo? Is audio mixen? Jij hoort dan hierbij. Gefaseerde audio-eigenschappen. Oké. Ja. VB-kabels misschien. Oké. Oké. Dit zou in principe moeten werken. Dan OBS hierheen. Ja, oké. Dan niet deze, maar deze. Live. En dan is het nu even kijken of je alles hoort. Terug. Ja. Oké. Dus ik test nu even dit. Dan eens kijken. Zegt als je wel output geeft. Oké. Dus ik test nu even dit. Dan eens kijken. Oké. Audio-kwaliteit lijkt niet geweldig. Maar het is goed genoeg. Dan is het... You're pouring yourself a little bit of a drink. Alright, so the last thing I need to open is Notion, which has the instructions for the experiment on it. So you mute this, you just put it there to make sure that it's still playing. Experiment instructions. sizing it. Alright. Then this, just to start it off, is the pre-session interview. So can you give me some context for the tasks at hand? So basically, a few days I finished off the last section. I was quite happy with the piece. I was mostly quite happy with it as a piece of sound design. Now we had a listening session with the band where we listened to all the songs on the album, including this interlude. And yeah, this isn't it. Was basically the conclusion. Like I got some notes. Let me go and find those notes. We'll open up a page here so I don't have to keep the WhatsApp open. And check what Marie sent me. Go a bit out of context with the questions. But here we go. This was the feedback, which I will be putting on the other, closing down WhatsApp so I don't get distracted, which I will also be putting on the other screen. Yeah, so we had this has relevant thinking or conceptualizing begun prior to the session? So give a brief overview. So when I listened to it for my album review, I had a few. The beginning didn't quite feel right. It was too mechanical. It was too distorted already, and didn't leave much room for the space. And I didn't like the way it interacted with the ending of the previous song. Well, that was a point of focus in the last session. I don't think I got it right. Then we had the meeting with the band, which was around 6 this evening. It's now 20:44. And it's been sort of boiling in my head since. The feedback that the band gave was maybe it should be a bit more spread out, longer. It gets intense really quickly. It's also quite harsh and high, not so many low frequencies. The harsh is mostly OTT harshness, which Marie and I just have very different opinions on. We're noticing lately that we have some strongly held opinions about certain things that we don't agree on. And then Zosha mentioned that she was missing the storyline a little from the previous version, which really went from the organic, normal birds to the destruction of it. She specifically didn't like one of the yelly birds, which I think is this Falcon 14 sample, which I can definitely see. It is it's quite a statement sample, and if you don't like it, you really don't like it, and if you like it, you really do like it. Making the contrast bigger, now it feels like a noise track of a bunch of birds instead of the storyline. I think this is how I interpret the point. Could be spread out more, start cleaner, then go bigger. And the feedback was that the story is much more readable, much more understandable if it was one singular bird dying, which is interesting. These kinds of feedback are always interesting, because it's something that Zosha does a lot, where she is better able to explain the thing once she hears what it's supposed to be not. What also happens is that I feel like, for me, the main engine was going from undistracted to distracted, which I could have made bigger. But for example, the one singular bird dying was not a parameter that I had considered as important, which always feels very strange, because I feel like, oh yeah, would I have got it sooner if I had the right parameters in mind going in? Because this was not a parameter I already had my eye on as much. Which always feels a little bit of, oh yeah, then I just not spend my time on the not having all of the information. I guess that's kind of how it feels. So I'm always a bit disappointed with it, really. Not upset, but disappointed. It is also just part of the process, definitely part of the process in this band. Can I give a brief overview of the circumstances in which this piece was created, both the physical circumstances but also the artistic and practical context of the project are relevant. So in this session, the previous Well, has relevant thinking begun? Let me answer that fully first. I do have a I do have an idea of where to go from here. I have some thoughts were just in my head. I haven't written them down, but that I had while I was thinking about it while cooking because I had dinner in between the meeting and now, where I knew what to delete and what to turn off, and where to add in time, basically, to give myself a sort of a start that will help me get in the right direction. Um, so that has begun, which would be turning off specifically this track, um, perhaps this one as well, this one, and a few of these. I think different beginning of this because I like the way the ending works. The band also liked that. It's just that the bow towards it was off. I can take some longer time, and I think I am gonna take some longer time, so maybe 45 seconds max, which is like 1.5 times as long as I've taken now. Which in hindsight I did take a really short time for it. I kind of just got stuck on this one being very very short. Then I also didn't take into consideration that I always felt this one was quite short. So it makes sense to scrap. Can you give a brief overview of the circumstances in which this piece is created, both physical circumstances and also the artistic and practical context of the project? Well, the project, of course, I talked about a little bit, so see previous monologue. The physical circumstances, I changed the studio a bit. I went from having my speakers quite close together and having my entire workstation kind of bundled up around me, taking a lot of space, which took a lot of useful table space, as in because everything was so close together, I could not put in anything else that wasn't then very far away from me. With the new configuration, I have been able to load some more helpful instruments that I like using onto my desk for easy access because I intend to use them more and I never do because I always have the idea of, oh, I need to use this, and then I need to hook it up, and then I need to get the right cables and plug in the power, and then the idea is gone. Well, not gone, but sort of there's a hump. And I would like to avoid that hump, so I restructured the studio. So I'm sitting in a slightly different place. I'm sitting a little bit more to the right. My big screen is now directly behind my laptop instead of to the right of it, and my speakers are further apart where they used to be like this versus this. So that has changed. Artistic and practical. Practical is it can be longer. Practical is I still have some other stuff that needs doing for this project that I would like to be doing tonight, so I don't want to spend too long on it. Practical is that I'm quite tired. I had a long day with a lot of learning stuff, bookkeeping specifically. Also, I have a bunch of autism, and my day went very differently than planned in multiple ways. So I'm struggling with that a little. Which I don't know if that's practical circumstances, but I feel like they are. Are there any other circumstances or thoughts that you feel necessary to express before we start the session? I think I covered a lot of it. Yeah, it's good to mention that I feel a little bit of resistance, maybe. Which I think I often do at this point in the process where where I got feedback on a sort of different Lagrangian than I was expecting, which is a math word, which I don't quite know what it means, but I feel like it was a different sort of if you have a picture it, this is not at all a correct interpretation of the word, I think, because I don't know what the correct interpretation. You have a bunch of lines, and these lines oppose each other, and you take a line from, like, you can work out this line, or you could work out this line, and I feel like I chose this line while I needed to be working on this line. So it's not a scrap everything and run situation, but it's I was quite happy. I was quite attached to it in a way, and now I need to change a bunch of it. And usually that feeling disappears 10 minutes into working with it, but it did feel relevant to mention. Then I think we're gonna get started. I might be checking my phone from time to time because I had some practical stuff coming up. So if I make this movement and look over there, then you can tell that I am on my phone. Okay, so let's begin the session. First things first, I'm gonna save a copy of this as BirdStory3. And then I'm gonna open live set BirdStory3. Sure, I can save the changes. And that's gonna take a while because this project is quite big, which is nice because I can also just cut some tracks that are taking a lot of space. Look, it's already quicker than it was. Good. So now I still have the previous version, so I can always go back to it. But this gives me what feels like a clean slate to work from. So first things first, I wanna let's do this, where I would like 45 maybe. Yeah, so basically this. And then I need to move all of these guys. These were stop markers, so they are where the track should be ending, and where the silence should go. And actually, the silence is about 4 seconds, so now in hindsight I need to place these at 49. Because then I have more space for myself to work with when I'm not in. This is a math trick basically, where this is 45, but since this is the clear stopping point, I need to have it here. Then I also need to do this, not that specifically, but see if I can actually get the thing into the place. Yeah, so at 49, so I have until 45, which I might place other markers for, which this is 45, and I will change the color to maybe something orangey, and then just paste that on every track so I can see, which then gives me what I would, no thank you, what I would like to be my stopping point for the track. And this doesn't need to be here. And this does, you can just close it. And basically you said you were quite happy with the ending. Oh, you have first listen questions. Well, you didn't do the first listen yet, which is nice. But you can do the first listen now before you change anything substantial. Yeah, so after listening to the track for the first time this session, are there any thoughts you feel that are important to express? The first thought I'm having is that step 1 of 1 is turning off the little altar boy that's on these tracks and removing the doubles, because those are the things that are kind of making it sound more natural than it should be. And I think I need to take more time for the beginning, and I think this bow is actually not that bad, the speed of the build-up, but I need to insert time before it, which was in accordance to the plan that I already had. So I don't think there are any new thoughts that are necessary to express. So let's get on it. So let's, for example, because there were some things I just wanted to take out, which is this track, right? Yeah. And this track, which I spent quite a lot of time on last time. This I also don't think I need anymore. Do I still have all of the samples? I do not. I was confident enough to remove those. Okay, so I need to import new samples. That's fine. Then also at least these. Well, it depends a bit. You can move these, I think. Select this maybe. Oh, and also then, oh, that's not the thing you want to do. 14.3, 14.3.2 exactly, right? Yeah, 14.3.2. So it needs to be 0.2 counts later, where you, oh, that's not it. Then I think this is presumably the right place. Isn't it? It's still on the right tracks, yes. And then you, if you are 4.2. So if we play it from here. Yeah, I need to add some silences, but that's something I can do later. I don't know if I love the timing of this, but that is also something that does not require my attention now, because that's really dependent on how the tension bow in the beginning will go. Okay, then, because then you want to move this up so that it's clear that it fits with this section, and then you need to move back to the beginning. So these are extra robins, which I'm going to turn off for now, because the singular robin points. In the same vein, I'm deleting these tracks. I'm being quite liberal with what I'm deleting and not, because I have the backup. So if I really feel like I'm now missing something that I used to have, I can go back in and import it. Then the other thing I said was to go to this group and to just turn off the more extreme effects processing. How about we just turn off all of the effects processing for now, which is start the sound design from scratch. Same going for you. Okay, and then this is safe worthy. You don't exist anymore. You are also not an active sample. You are a bird story, that's fine. These two I turned off, but I might want to use later. And this is still the sort of intact ending, which we're kind of attached to. Right, and then what do you now have in the beginning? Okay, why these samples sound a little strange? What's going on here? So it's going in here, there's nothing on these tracks. This is centralized, yes. Is there panning happening? Yes. Can I say clear envelope? Yeah. Okay. one thing that is hard about this is that you're sort of working backwards. The other thing that is hard about this is that you don't have any urban samples, so you need to find those. You hate this one of the things you hate about Mac, where you just don't quite have. Yeah, this has it, and this has it in samples, and then you need, because you're scrapping the falcon basically, because it's literally the one bird story, and then the important bird is the robin, which is also the one that you used in the previous version, which now you need to avoid all the ASD files. It's always a bit of a pain. I mean, I get why it works like that, but yeah, it's the bird that you use in the song that's related to this. In the song, a similar mechanic is happening, well, should be happening. We haven't gotten to the birds in that song yet, because we haven't gotten to the birds in most songs yet. I'm being a little snarky, it's alright. So I have all of these. And I need to make a new audio track here and here, because last time I used 2 of them. And mainly I need the non-fucked up birds. The ones that are just natural bird sounds. And then perhaps I would like to find another set of robin sounds. There are 2 ways I could go about that. And I think these are all just in here, right? These are fucked up, and these are natural. Because honestly, I'm like, in context they sound fine, but if they need to carry, I need samples that make a stronger impression. So I can open this, and I just do the thing I always do. I go to YouTube, and then I say robin sound, and then there's probably some videos that I've already watched here. And I need to find one that has sufficient not noise. I also need to get an ad blocker. Oh, this is a very clean recording. It has the low end bumps in it, but you can live with that. Then we're gonna do something a bit questionable, because what are the rights on these? Right, yeah. Does not do wave, no. This is not the most sophisticated piece of my practice. But these sounds are pretty. This is 1 hour, that doesn't really. This loops. Yeah, this has background noise. Noise. Okay, then I can try another method. But yeah, okay. So one of the things I could try is just going to, let's say, black hole 16 channel. Then I need to go to audio preferences, audio input device, black hole 16 channel. Then I need to make another input, which perhaps this should be working, because you should be outputting to the black hole, and you should be getting your input from the black hole. And then you really just need input 1 and 2. So is there a reason this would not work? External in. Let's see if I can configure this. Why is this? Say black hole 2 channel maybe. And then switch to black hole 2 channel. Now realistically, you should be getting input signal here. Clearly you are not. Maybe this doesn't work with core audio. Doesn't really work to output it, because then I just need to download it. Which, yes, no, allow, next, convert. It might take a while. And then you need to go through the this one I don't need. You need to go in there, in here. Oh, these are some loud. Oh yeah, but it's a loop, so you can. Seeing as it is loop, you want to say, would like to say activate clip. Oh, it is an auto, right? Well, it should be an auto, it was not. So, just to check. There's a bit of reverb on them, which isn't ideal. Right, which is why you were trying to record it. Okay. Can you... This is also too long. That's a magpie. Yeah, this has wind. You can see the wind. This is an hour. What's this? Oh, this is gorgeous though. So the issue is, I don't know if you can hear the sound of this on the stream, but the issue is that it has a very clear background hum. Maybe I can put my skills to good use, download this, make new audio track, go to plugins, and say, because one of the reasons you didn't want the noise was because of the OTT, which was sort of very much amplifying the noise. You could try running it through dhum for now. probably still will not be able to hear it. Let's just put it in so you will know what I'm talking about. I'm glad it's not auto warping the samples anymore. But listen to how pretty this sounds. Does seem to be mostly, yeah, but that's probably just okay. That isn't really helping. This is already a lot better. So what if instead, so this is very much a question of, can I get this audio to do the thing that I want it to do? So I want the low cuts. I do not want you. I do still not want you. Want you. Can I then dehum it? Does this sound better or worse if I put a noise gate on it? Probably worse, but in case it's better, it's worth trying. Okay, that's interesting. Lower the threshold a little. Then there's long silence, which has some beeps in it, but so maybe this you cut, and then you listen to it further. Yeah, this ending you don't love. What's happening near here? Okay, so this beginning is what you're probably going to be working with. You're now removing the middle, but don't really have that much sound going on, because otherwise because then you can basically afford to keep the filter, the gate threshold lower. Not as great as you thought it would be. Oh, right. That's an instruction. Sounds like a horse. Why does this suddenly have noise? Not in love. How are these visible? But they started from like here to be noiseless. Alright, how does this sound? You just turned off the effects on the master because you realized they were still on there, which is illegal. That's already a bit better, yeah. And the first ones. These can be nice, but not as nice. So you move them to the top where you're less likely to use them. You want to keep looking. You need more birds. I wish I could just kidnap a bird like this and put it in here and then record it. That would be easiest, but I don't know how to go about that. What is this?
Hello and welcome to my
That's a dude.
In one of the tree. European robins use this alarm.
This is an hour. That is an hour. This is more noise than you can afford to. So does this probably. Yeah, you can hear like people also. Which is not at all the point of this. This looks like there's wind. Yeah. But you know what you're looking for is quiet. Unnatural, of course. Yeah, no. So every time again, I don't know if it hears, but every time it is, I see a video that has a lot of noise, and then I need to stop it because there's no.
Verzeker je persoonlijke.
Now skipping an ad. Noise. Now I'm gonna Google robin sounds. Which UK bird song maybe? Yeah, that's too much. This one I could work with, but these are probably copyrighted, huh? Yeah, these are copyrighted, so you cannot work with them. That's a shame. Okay. You love getting stuff in Pixabay usually. It's very sharp. No. This is actually Robin. It's not. This is wonderful. It looks too noisy. This is very strange digital aliasing. Noise. Noise. More noise than Robin, really. Right, so you've gotten one more. I think you need to make do with what you have at this point. Let's listen to this full thing. Yeah, this is artificial. This is the recording, but the density of it is too high. It's interesting. Okay. No, I did not mean to still have that soloed. Let's just, to be sure, mute all of these sample files. I'm gonna craft this beginning from scratch. I have all these samples. A bit of shame of the work that I done last time, but alright. This is set up in a way that you like it, just to have the ending. Okay, you gotta protect the mental and do a little dance moment, like, yeah, dance moment. Well, maybe not dance moment, but you were feeling the legs a little. You can sort of shake them out a bit, get your shoulders a bit moving. Try to see if you can compose a eulogy that a bird sings in your head. What is the usual sort of MO for a eulogy? It's quite slow. If for some reason your brain goes to, because you've been reading a Harry Potter fanfiction, and there is only one proper eulogy in Harry Potter, which is the Dumbledore's funeral, when the ministry, not he's the ministry actually, he's the Hogsmeade bastard basically. He speaks and he is described to speak with these long monotone sentences. Because in the movie there is the eulogy that Slughorn does for Aragog, which is also gorgeous. Which is a lot more melodic. Goes, don't remember the words, but it goes up and it goes down, and it goes up, it goes up, and it goes down, and goes. There's unfinished phases. You could also think of Lamento now, which is by Remco Campbell, which is one of your favorite poems. I don't know why he came up with the word eulogy. I think in some ways it is accurate. Yeah, how would you do a eulogy with birds? A bird. It's one bird that is sad. A bird that is sad. And then you start out with a sample. What happens if you just start out with this? No, you just said you're not the biggest fan. There's a lot of personality. And even if it's not exactly this, you can do like the phrasing of it. Do not need these groups anymore. God damn, that's a small amount of flex now. Did like the length between the silence, the first note. So what if you would do this? Actually, you do I need to cut the bird for this? I'm using this much of it. Maybe I should. Here you have a long section of noise, which is good because you need a long section of noise to blend in with the noise that's in the sample. So you basically need this. And then you sort of need to keep some space before and after each sample, so that you can fade it in and out. People outside. It is very sadly voiced, which is nice. Maybe this timing wise. But here, and then this phrase you kind of like, so can you copy this over to here? So the furthest you can go without introducing the new sound like this. Yeah, let's just cut out a as many samples as we can from this, because if you're leaning into making this noise sound nice, it's nice to make all of the samples consist of this one bird. This is gonna be such a sad fucking bird, dude. What happens here? That's pretty clearly a person. So, check these. Yes. This is the one. This is good. Alright. Then you can just all put these sort of close together. And then you will open up a new track to figure out the exact timing and phrasing that you would like. So this is going to be a bit of a listening exercise first. Let's just make this a group for now, so I can do that. This does not fit there. I think this is not a bad start. No? Let's listen. I hope she doesn't want to do this. Hope it doesn't become too much of an issue with the noise. We can also put our XD hum off. Now, what happens then? Oh, it laughs after with the dehum. Okay, that's nice. But what you were thinking of doing was lowering this a little, so that you could. Maybe even lower. Let's just try. This is a gorgeous line. This is not. I would like to get this in earlier as well. And then maybe move these. There. Definitely not. Yeah, that might be it. Alright, we move away. Maybe these are the samples I should use. So, let's say don't love these two in a row. What if you would happen to have this here? Yeah, that's pretty. Move this here. So you're not thinking out loud? From about 27 seconds, the main build-up starts. And you were thinking what happens if you... first of all, let's fade these in and out like you promised. Very gradually. See how that sounds. Because if that doesn't sound good, then this might have all been for none. These two maybe as next acts. What would happen if you would just duplicate this RX? Then again say learn. So you say it's getting kind of like a wave, man. Don't hate that. I think it could be very pretty if you add some reverbs and delays. This is a very illegal technique you're going to use. That doesn't seem likely. What if you put it in adaptive mode for now? You gotta kind of use it as a statement noise. So you cannot use any OTT on this, no matter how badly you want to, because it would mess with the high end of the. There's a lot of high end in the sample because of the noise, and it would really bring that forward because how OTT works. That's not what you want to do. You're getting a bit tired and also doesn't less good at talking out loud. So perhaps you need to take a true break soon. What if we do a little bit of decapitator just to self-soothe? Yeah, it is. A is the best, yeah. The other sounds more natural, I think. And this keeps pretty transparent. Then what would happen if you might already like it to continue. This in front, because you feel like the density needs to go up here, right? If you can extend it here in some way. Now, what came up in your head was sparkle also, which you've been listening to. What if you would remove all of the fades actually? Just a bit of crossfade over here and there. Because now you've got enough noise to cover the in-betweens. It's not what you had planned, might be what you end up liking. No, you liked the wavy silence is better. Okay. You still don't know if you can live with the noise. It's a very, like, it really needs to put its weight in being really nice to be able to justify having this much noise in it. Of course, you're coming off a track that is quite loud, so it's not the end of the world. And sometimes in a track like this, you would introduce noise. But in the previous versions, you always had the idea to really run the clean samples. Because if we listen to the first version, lot needs to happen between there and there. You were thinking, what if you would bring some rain in? So you make new audio track in this group, because then you can compress this group together, which might sound nice. It's very cheesy very quickly if it's too recognizable. Or you can see the MP3 cutoff, that's cute. Perhaps you like just a bit of reverb on this. I think actually RAM might just be over the top enough to be worth it here. Now with the reverb you already don't mind noise as much, so maybe you can get away with doing this. I think maybe you want to get feedback early on in the process, but nobody's available to listen today. Do we have an expander here? Not really, huh? Well, you can always use a gate in a more experimental way. Which you would like to say? What is it dubbed? Okay, for now let's solo this, that we don't interact with the ending yet. And the release should be a little longer. These are quite strange settings, but this one you don't particularly love. And see if you can stretch this noise. Yeah, there you can. You can use the dual gate trick, where you just lower the threshold, higher the floor. And longer the release in the attack. It's basically delinealizes the slope. That should be low enough that it doesn't cut off the Right, one of the issues being that these sections are just softer, which you don't mind usually, but for these gate purposes you want to boost them up a bit. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so you're thinking of the eulogy finger? You were just listening for the double gates. It's like, well, it was working like you wanted. Sometimes these things are really just listening for a long time. Without knowing what you're paying attention to. It's not the most efficient way to do it, but sometimes I just kind of slip into that mode. You want this echo board to be second in line, actually. You want this to have a very low mix, but a way longer echo time. Because you kind of want to fill out the silences a bit. Like, you need a little P back, and you need a little wood back, and let's P first, and then see what you do when you come back. It's also a little dark, which is making you a little sleepy. Let's turn the lights on. what you find such a struggle about this specific bird is that it is sound designing in the small. Right, where if you do this very tiny, very vulnerable thing, every little detail needs to be spot on, because every little detail that's not takes away from the thing. And it's way easier to hide the sound in a lot of sound, because then you can just hide the imperfections instead of having to face them and deal with them. Which explains a lot of the choices I make in my music, where I add many, many layers to things. Lately, anyway. You do like the way the intensity ramps up in this phrase, like the first few words of it, really sweet. This one is very song-like, which is nice. So basically you need to keep working on this individual sound, but you cannot work on it too much, because then it becomes unnatural. For example, what your brain would tell you to do now is even maybe play Decapitator, and just a little bit of detuning. Makes it darker, which you'd like thematically. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah. You would like to introduce some movement to it already. More specifically in this section, but in sort of the basic sets, which I think is better to play delay here. Lower the width to kind of keep it more coherent. And maybe add some more smoothing actually. Just the max. Yeah, he muted these 3 layers because they're very falcony. And this is now very much a Robinson expeditie. Maybe you can try some smooth operator on the very, very high end to make it even a bit more less peaky. Yeah, that's gorgeous. And take away a little bit more high cut and okay, this is sort of the blueprint of something that might work. This beginning is quite pretty. You're getting there. What happens if you... Now I tried it last time on microchip, but let's try anyway. For the fuck of it. Not less than we did it with the other plugin. BirdStoryS, yeah. This helps. I think this break might be too long, but it really depends on how you're gonna build out the rest of the bow. Okay, and you would like it to fall apart more, but I think you need a little break. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a little break for, you set a timer for, let's say 15 minutes maybe. So you set a timer, it's almost 10, so let's say you go back to work at 22:30. You'll leave the stream on because you still consider this one session. Yeah, so you set an alarm for when you go back to work, but you need some time off to use your brain. Okay, 20-minute alarm, and you'll play some guitar, because you enjoy playing the guitar. Well, don't touch your guitar. So you've been lying, but feels like a guitar anyway. Feels more like a guitar than any other instrument that you play. this cable. You don't have to narrate everything you do in the break. That's not necessary. Go quite happy with the beginning. This, and then you should get your pick, which is here. Yeah, you never practice that because you... Right, it's okay. So... Can maybe play in a higher position. Je ziet er niet uit, ze zit achter je ogen en onder je huid. Je hebt het al 10 keer verteld. Alles is stuk, ja, ik weet het nou wel. De wereld is rond, soms breekt er een hart, soms blaft er een hond. Verkoop de bus, verhuis naar zee. Je kan het best, de tijd gaat met je mee. Wanneer iedereen zegt, ben niet de eerste, je gaat er niet dood aan. Het gaat niet zo snel. Kom, gaan we rijden geeft je meer dan winnen ooit doet. Het verhaal is bekend. Jij denkt aan haar, zij denkt aan hem. Het is niemands fout, het is niemands schuld. Het is gewoon zoals het dan gebeurt. En iedereen zegt: ben niet de eerste, gaat er niet dood aan, dat gaat niet zo snel. Kom, gaan we rijden, pijn doet het toch wel waar je ook bent. Hart is een huis, mensen, woon daar voor altijd, lees het maar klein. Het teken blijft wel ooit over jaren, is dat soms fijn. We werden zwijgend elkaars gezicht, hoe iedere dag zich weer opnieuw voltrok. We werden ouder op het stille veld, we waren mager als het ochtendlicht. Nee, het licht. We lazen zwijgend in elkaars gezicht, hoe iedere dag zich weer opnieuw voltrok. De echte wereld was een verre ster, door de kleine zee te ver, en naar de inzien altijd achteraf. Hadden we alle tijd vergaten, alle tijd. Van ons werd verder niks verwacht. We doken van de stijgers in de nacht. Zat een diepe waarheid in de domste grap. Was altijd wat en op het stille veld stonden Stefan en Lisette. Zoals altijd op foto's staan, zo wit en stil en achteraan. Alsof ze alles al, alsof toen alles al, alsof alles al. Stefan en Lisette, altijd samen maar niet echt in stijl. Zo'n soort liefde kon niet echt bestaan. Hij dronk te veel en zij was veel te fel. Alles dat ik weet, zoals hij haar dan zong, lachen deed, komt er niemand anders ooit. Ze begrepen elkaar en ze deelden elkaar. Wij keken ernaar. Hij was een ware, hij was nogal lui. Ze was een weegschaal en was nogal mooi. Ze had een racefiets en een tik en een schippersbed. Wie was er eigenlijk niet verliefd nou toen die zat? Stefan schreef een boek, maar dat hebben we eigenlijk nooit geloofd. Als Bukowski met een vroegpost. Hij rookte Chesterfield, hij citeerde Marx, hij droeg zwarte klak. Rosalie ging trouwen, Roel en Bas gingen studeren in een andere stad. Toen die set ook gingen, nog een paar, ben ik verhuisd in juni. Later ook dat jaar. Het regende maar door, maar de herfst zou later prachtig zijn. Met Stefan bleef maar waar hij was, met zijn demo's en zijn basgitaar en zijn boekenkast. De wereld is een ander land. Vloot toen iedereen een beetje uit het oog. Steven werkte bij een krant voor een tijdje. Was er, dacht ik, iets aan de hand met een meisje. Leven van die soort was toen al tamelijk veel en toen al aardig verward. Toen ook altijd al gebroken huis. Van weer een andere man, weer een andere man, weer een andere man. En oké, soep, zei Stefan. En op een avond in april stond ze daar weer op de stoep. Ze konden echt niet koken, maar het ging voor de rest best goed. Met Kerstmis waren we er allemaal. Haar bed stond in de keuken en het was gewoon zoals het was. Hij had zijn kerstpakket, ze had zijn kleren aan, bezongen hoopla en ze zeggen dat de ziel soms verdwaalt. Ze zeggen dat het 's middags had gesneeuwd. De bomen hingen lage mist. Toen alles om haar heen zich van een naam omdeed. Alles wat ik weet is nou zoals hij haar dan soms lachen deed. En toen niemand anders nog. En de zomer kwam en de winter ging. De winter ging voorbij. Ze zaten in de auto van zijn broer. Wordt dat geregend of waarschijnlijk iets dan op de weg. Maar Stefan remde niet, want wat de buurman zegt. God weet hoe, maar het ging heel erg hard. Ik wist het zelf ook niet, ik hoorde het later pas. Bijna erin zien, altijd achteraf. Ze begrepen elkaar en ze deelden elkaar en wij keken. We werden ouder op het stille veld. We waren mager als het ochtendlicht. We basis zwijgend in elkaars gezicht. Hoe iedere dag zich weer opnieuw voltrok. Don't love that phrasing actually. Als je hier kon zijn vandaag, mijn vreemde vriend, en de bloemen, waar dat je nuchter was en je geschoren had. Wat zou je lachen om mijn shirt, mijn huis en mijn valse hoofd? Ik zou je vragen hoe het is, want ik had je niet geloofd. Het was een mooie tijd, als ik me niet vergist. We hadden zo gelijk altijd, maar ja, we zeiden niks. Je had het eerder door dan ik. Er is zo weinig tijd. Je zag er heel goed uit. Je deed als iemand van tv. Kon ik toch nooit zijn hier, zijn niet ik, niet met dat haar van mij. Te cool op je arm, ik niet, want ik was veel te bang. Wat nou als je eens plakjes samen doet? Not exactly an unknown song. In the skies as no one knows, lies the face, lies the snake, and the sun in my eyes glare. Boiling heat, summer sun, leave the black sky looks down. Call my name through the curtain, and I'll hear you scream again. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come, won't you come? Stuttering, cooling down, still the warm wind, tired fun. Times are gone for honest man, and sometimes far too long for snakes. Yeah, I was already feeling this, but time. This disconnect the guitar. No, it's not the guitar, I think. It's a tenor guitar, basically. Alright, we're officially back to the session. From the looks of it, everything is still going. I'm just putting a guitar away right now. It's a guitar, it's a tenor guitar. So what did you do during the break? Could you quickly describe it? You picked up the guitar, you played a few songs, you played Stefan and Lisette. You played a song before that, which was Soms breekt een hart, soms lacht een hond. You were playing Limonade Glazen Vodka, but it's still quite fast for you with the chord switches. And then in the end you played a little bit of Black Wilson because you had an association that led to it. Let's listen to what we had. Yeah, you really feel like the bass sort of working is there. You like this, and about here you need to start messing it up. And I think the easiest way to mess it up would be to just move these over. So you duplicate this track, which is already quite a... Maybe you don't duplicate this track. Instead, maybe you... No, but you would like to... Well, you can automate a bus, can't you? Yeah. So you start sending it to a bus, slowly. Right, let's just for now put it on the bus. You remove the delay from it, the reverb from it, and you just call this fuck up. That's what you're gonna call it. Right codec, it's always good. Maybe a little bit of crystallizer before just to beef it out. Which you could then sidechain gate is the far to the main track because it's a bit too wild now. So you open the sidechain menu, you say sidechain, you say audio track 21. And then you start sort of fragmentizing this manually. So perhaps you do this. Mute this for now, let's just hear what it's like. With the goal to mess this bird up as much as possible, right? You leave, you get in here. This fits here maybe. What's happening now? on this glitch here, this is all just basically glitch aesthetics, right? This is very well instinct. This is without any effects, so let's be a bit wild. And then maybe we'll just say you take the just the track for him, yeah, the fuck up. Send the you invent words these days. Take some more time with this maybe. How's this? This you want mixer, track volume. This fading in because these have started coming in slightly too early now. You feel the same with, well, you do not want to turn the speaker off, maybe, but you would like to automate the track volume. This perhaps. And then here you can do the same. Which I don't know what this automation was for yesterday, but it's fine. What's going through your head? Like the introduction, it's a bit slow maybe. So you maybe want to start speeding it up around here. You would love to dynamically add some little algebra to this to kind of even de-realize it a little more. So that comes not on this track, you're assuming, but on the fuck up track. Before the gate. Before codec as well. Where you would like to say maybe -5. From where does it start? From here around here. I like that this kind of marries it in. Little alto boy, now pitch. You want a mix from this. And they're not always 100% wet, but you want it to do like this maybe. starting to enjoy this a little. You want to go to the Pan-Man because I think you can. Let's increase the rates. Maybe decrease the smoothing now that you saw that option. I think that's the first step, I think. So now it stays pretty consistent still. Floats around a little. And here it starts to move around quicker. We will heighten this, and then you also want to go to the smoothing, which you just want to start taking down about here, about here maybe. Just to glitch it all up. You have mixer, you have automated track volume. I need you to come in slower at first. Alright, so if I play you from here. Yeah, this is a nice curve. And then of course but then you can just kill the master again after. That's easier. Alright, you're done. You feel like something's lacking in this sort of middle section. But what you were thinking about is maybe introducing these there, where you sort of overpopulate it for a little bit. No, that doesn't really fix the issue, so then let's not do it. Because the most important thing is to not overload the track right now. Perhaps you can use some of the softer, weird bird samples, like this one. No. Like this one. No. Not quite. No. Yeah, but these ruin the individual bird vibe. You cannot do that. You can, but you don't want to. Because another effect you thought maybe is nice to put on the. What if you. It's a bit risky, but. Yeah. You would say you just start slowly adding like up to 30% depth here. So you would get. The problem now is to transition the one bird into the many birds in a logical way. I think I'm at a point where I don't see where I'm going yet, but I do feel like I'm taking steps in the right direction, which is neat. We worked for 20 minutes since the break. I have a little stretch. That's better. Good. And now you're gonna fix it up in one choice. Let's see what the choice will be. Not style. Although it also doesn't matter. Try it. Okay, what's annoying you is that this layer is very consistent, while the other layers are very. So, one thing you might want to try is you take a gate. A lot of gating in this project, which does happen with mono sources a lot. You want to gate it to 21. And let's see what happens. Yeah, you want to make your floor maybe even lower. So what happens then? So that's no matter. How does that sound in full? Do you like it better? don't want codec either to be so full there. You need to make this more gradual, this section. Which is then around here. Codec, not the bitrate, that would be very strange to do. Which doesn't mean it's bad, but it doesn't get you the result that you want. So maybe if you do this. And the volume curve on this is really low. Make it a lot more gradual. And what if you heighten the threshold to make it slightly more choppy? This is balancing the one consistent sound over the choppy sounds, right? Already close. I feel like you lowered the volume in total. Yeah, you did. So maybe you want to go back up to this and just make a little bit of a different growth automation. You were not really listening that time. Okay. 2-minute phone break because you saw a message coming in, which is why you were not listening. Okay. You might go to do something with a friend after this. So that gives you a time limit on the session, which I think is good. You won't be able to finish this session anyway. Alright, so you're working on top 20 to 30. You need to lead. This is getting closer. Something stuck in my throat. Alright, this is getting closer, but you're not there yet. But how much brain do you have to keep working? Let's do it earlier. 20 to 15. Yeah, maybe from here you could start making it subtly unnatural, right? Because you need some way to go from the very little bit of to go between the not strange to the, a lot strange. So what if you would save this, because you're getting quite high CPU levels and sometimes stuff starts to crash, which you don't love. Another echo boy, like a quad node, high feedback, high-ish saturation, mix off, and then from here I'm thinking you start introducing more and more of that. You don't like the type? Ooh, the beep. I feel like this has gotten too loud now. You have very mixed feelings about that part, actually. Whether it still belongs that you do really like it, but you might just be attached. Let's just lay sound. Focus on it. I feel like the codec is a little bit too obvious in what it does right now. Set a loss lower, reduce the well, set the mode to smooth instead of repeat, because repeat is glitches. No, that's it. This part keeps being a problem of meaning mostly. Because you would like it to get very loud just at the end. You're also up there. Well, it might be nice to get you just a little bit of budget 3. And I would like that to be a shelf actually. A shelf. Should I do that? This maybe? Yeah, and just for now, you would like to say, let's just put a game plugin on both ends, where you would like to say game off, and here, would like to put a game plugin on the end. Here you would like to say game off. Yeah, that makes it better for you. think he lost the spirit of the ending a little, but that's fine. Even gonna need to rejudge the ending anyway in the context of the current thing. You had a thought which was, oh yeah, to make the space strange, so you want to remove the delay sense. For example, here you would want to say, just go to favorites, and then you go to, let's say, let's make a very unrealistic reverb, like this. And then stereoizer, which you de-stereo with it, and then you bandman it, which is something you've never done before. It is very strange. How does it sound if you just turn it on from the beginning? Can I sidechain input you? Is that an option? No, you won't let me do that, huh? No. You don't have any mode for that? No, shame. Okay, but how did it sound? Alright, so what you're thinking now is you would like to hear this, how it sounds if it comes in later. So perhaps like this. This is quite late actually. Maybe like this. Just mess with the space a little bit. You like the clicking, it's gonna like a bomb. Yeah, you're not sure if you really love this reverb, but it also doesn't make it worse, and it gives you an extra tool to extra tool to use and change for the next session. Closer. You're starting to like this a little. I think the main concern with this is, does it still sound like the one bird, or do you just know it is? Alright. You were thinking of doing something with an envelope follower. On this track, maybe? And quite before this. Envelope follower. Can you do that to a different track? Let's just say this. Oh, no, but you could do it to you can probably set the level of that. Yeah, but you don't know what to do with it. This is just exploring a technical option that's now used. Probably help is to balance out the levels actually. Not sure. That does make it make more sense in context. How's the beginning now sound? Noise isn't worse. Should this did something? Yeah, no, this is the wrong track. That's dumb. This is the beginning. Wait for the delays to die out. Okay, so you've definitely succeeded in making it about the one bird. You are not in love though with it. You are not in love with it yet. So we're gonna need 2 more sessions, I think. Fresh brain, either tomorrow evening, Friday evening, Saturday. Anyway, agenda you can figure out off screen. post-session questions. Now the session is done, can you reflect on these questions? What would you say is the primary progress made in the session? So the primary progress was getting a feel for the feedback and designing the one bird introduction. I feel like sort of the basic introduction of it works quite well. You're quite happy with that. I feel like that would be the primary progress, and that's the thing most likely to stay. Everything from there, trying to fuck it up, is really just has been exploring options. Which is of course important, but I feel the primary progress is the beginning. And you really need to figure out how to merge with the ending, which is the next question. What would you like to work on further in the next session? You would like to merge the beginning better with the ending, to destroy the bird more gracefully, to make it more coherent, to make it less coherent as well. Like, you need to make it all make sense, but it can be more extreme if you need it to be, if you want it to be. And to really figure out the tension bow, because I feel like right now it's lacking a bit in the middle. So you might need to do some cutting. Are there any comments you feel necessary to express based upon the process during the session? I noticed that I struggled a bit with keeping my motivation. Just now during the last play I was thinking of, oh hey, I don't know if I'm making it better. Can I have one more listen just to keep it in my mind, see if I can think about it tomorrow, and then I'll sign off. Just needs to blend, just to save that. Listen to the original. Did I actually make it better? You save and you leave.